Hey guys, welcome back to Cryptic Encounters.
What's up, y'all?
We took a week off because we wanted you guys to catch up on the investigation that we're going to discuss today. So,
Let's dive into it.
let's get into it.
As they all say.
All right, so a little bit on Gray's Mill. If you watched the video, you saw a bunch of the history because we involved we did the video a little bit differently, which is funny because that was like our second to last investigation before Greg passed.
Right.
And, so we involved a little bit of the history in there, and we showed you a little bit of footage. It wasn't the whole investigation, because we were there for, probably 8 hours. Something like that. And it was our first and only Halloween investigation, too, because it took place on Halloween night.
On 2015.
In 2015. So it's a while ago, but...
Still relevant.
The reason why we're discussing it is because other than... We didn't really catch much at this investigation. It was pretty much a lot of personal experiences or sounds.
Right.
Which could be attributed to the building cracking and settling and stuff like that. So...
Because you got to remember, it's a old grist mill, and it was one of the places, you'll notice in the history if you watch the video, it's one of the original turbines that in America or the world has ever seen.
The first water turbine that would spin this way.
Yep. So underneath it...
Underneath the elevator.
The elevator. So you're driving in the elevator and all of a sudden you're hitting water. If this thing falls in, dude, can you imagine trapped in that? No.
Because to this day, the spring still runs underneath.
Right. Because that's what spin the turbine.
When you would go up in the elevator, once it would start going up, you'd hear the water dripping from the bottom, and it was so freaky.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But you just imagine,
Yeah, I didn't want to imagine that. Yeah. But the building's old. It was built in 1853.
Right.
1853.
Civil War. It was a Civil War.
It went through the Civil War. There was not much about it through that period. There was a very quiet period.
But it did touch that place in the Civil War.
They were the Camp of Hammond. Mm-hmm. That's what they were. They were taking care of them and.
Right, so they're almost like a makeshift hospital type thing back then. It's kind of like they did back in Gettysburg and everything. So in that part of Illinois, if you're familiar with Illinois at all,
Montgomery,
or just Montgomery,
Illinois,
by Aurora, Illinois.
And it's right on the river.
Yeah.
It's right on the Fox
there,
River.
covered bridge. It's cool, actually. Artesian well, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
But anyway, the reason why we're coming back to it is because other than a few little things we caught, we didn't even really catch any EVPs. But...
No, just stuff you'll hear that'll pop in and you're like, what am I hearing?
It was pretty much overall just a very quiet and uneventful night.
Yeah, but just being there, the history of the place, because the structure that that holds up the floor and all the beams and everything were all hand chopped with axes, hand carved. You walk in there, everything is carved by hand.
The first floor was
it's
really
crazy.
Impressive.
It's crazy, and it's an original because they took all the lumber from the river beds, chopped them all up, made the internal structure like that,
and it's also made of a lot of limestone.
Right.
And the theory with limestone is that limestone can actually hold energy.
Energy,
and can disperse it, which can either cause activity or maybe help in further
usher in activity. Yeah, it's like a light beacon.
But it was cool. Actually, let's describe what the building looked like before we get into the footage.
Yeah.
It was, if you saw it, the picture was right there in the beginning of the video. And it was like a 5-story just building. And the first floor, when you'd go in there, was like
completely
a bar.
Square.
Yeah, it was like a bar and tavern. It was all wood. And it still had the dumbwaiter. The dumbwaiter was still there. Hurry up, John, get in the dumbwaiter. I'll send you up the ground. But it was all wood down on the bottom. It was a bar. And then if you went up to the second level, it was like another restaurant, like a restaurant area. There were all tables, which is where we set up base. This is where we had base set up.
Like the main banquet area type thing, because each level did different things. One was a bar, restaurant. The second floor
third level was
a banquet.
No, the third level was the banquet. The second floor was a restaurant, part of a fancy restaurant.
Right, I get that mixed up.
And then the third floor was the banquet hall, and then the fourth floor was where the office was, and then there was a ladder going up to an attic.
but it wasn't finished. But it'd be cool. I mean, if this was a house,
Well, it was
would
considered an apartment in there too.
Awesome.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Yeah, it would be the ultimate.
For the longest time, because when we investigated, it was owned by South Moon Barbecue, and they ended up selling it. And for a while, it sat on the market, and I was like, man, if we could afford to buy that thing and turn it into EPI headquarters.
Yeah, it would be a lot. Because like they said, just what they did, like when you watch the video, the history of it, people put like $2 million into that, just for renovations. $2 million. So it gives you the magnitude of the size of this building.
And it's functioning today as a restaurant, well, 2 restaurants.
Right.
There's
a German restaurant now.
Like German restaurant and a country western restaurant or something.
On different floors. Another tidbit of information is that some of the window sills, the wood came from President Abraham Lincoln's presidential desk.
Mm-hmm. It's got some interesting history embedded in the building and with the building. So, going into the paranormal stuff, now you're adding things from other places into the place.
Right.
That carries along its own energy.
Right. You're bringing history to history from other history, even the White House.
Yeah. But it was a very quiet and uneventful night.
Right.
And we didn't really think anything of it. We went through the stuff. We didn't really catch anything. No EVPs, just sounds and questionable things. The only thing that happened, which we didn't catch, was me and Nikki heard a whistle. Or not a whistle, a sneeze of a female sneeze that we heard coming from outside the restaurant, which is where our base was set up.
Right.
But none of the audio captured
obviously, because we're sitting in the other room.
Well, none of the audio captured it.
Right. But
it was just me and Nikki heard it with our ears.
Right.
And what's funny about that is we didn't find anything reviewing, and they didn't find anything with the video at the time. So we made, we put everything together. We got a hold of the clients to tell them, what we found. Some time had passed by.
Then I was going through footage.
Well, Greg passed away.
Right. So
this
leads into this. So that part of the story goes, didn't find anything. After that investigation.
Greg passed away in September of
2016. Our founder,
Greg
Stout.
And we were going through a lot of footage and a lot of stuff.
Rehashing stuff, going over stuff, just, looking at stuff.
And David found something.
Right. Something I didn't catch before.
Something that we've never caught before.
It was on a handheld.
It was on Greg's handheld.
Greg's handheld camera.
All right, well, here, this is what happened.
You can set up what happened.
We're in the restaurant area, which was a big room. It was just a big room.
And we're taking a break.
And the side, it goes to like the kitchen area. Well, the way the room's set up is you come in the front door here, and there's like a doorway that goes into this restaurant. And it's a big room of tables.
Right.
And like an area where the cashier would be.
Right.
So we sat our base up on the little, it went up like a couple steps. Mm-hmm. And we set up there by all those tables, looking straight out towards the front door that was out in the hallway. Mm-hmm. Well, the left side was all tables, the front was all tables, and we were all the way in the back.
Right.
So Greg's sitting there. We're on a break. Everybody was sitting in this exact area. Nobody was wandering. We were all taking a break. Mm-hmm. David was live reviewing audio.
Yeah, the funny thing is, the footage is actually in the edited. So it's almost like
it's in the video on YouTube, and we all missed it.
Right.
It's hard to catch unless you're looking.
If you're looking for it, then once you spot it, you're like, oh, damn.
Then you see it. Here's the thing, though. The only thing that was in that side of the room was the digital recorder. Right. Because Brenda had put the digital recorder on a table in that corner. Right. Nothing else was over there.
Right. So,
there were no mannequins. There were no jackets. There were no nothing.
Right.
It was just chairs and tables.
Right. So.
And the window wasn't even over there. The window was on the other side.
Right. But let's say how many people were there. There was me, you, Brenda,
Greg, Nikki, Mike.
No.
Johnny.
Johnny was there.
So there were 6 of us that night.
Yeah.
Mike
was off that night. He had a prior engagement.
And Emily showed up. Emily, our parajournalist. Right. And All right, so you're live reviewing audio.
We do a thing called I do live review, or not a live review, but a review live audio review back from the time
from the EVP sessions
right.
we had.
Yeah, so we just do it right away just to see if anything's going on, to send people to be like, hey, something's going on.
Emily was doing live review in the moment because she was watching the screens and she had the headphones on listening to the audio in real time.
Right. So we're sitting like I'm here, she's here.
No, you're here. Mm-hmm. Greg is like where I'm
and
at.
Emily's
and
right
Emily's
here. Yeah.
on the other side of Greg.
Right.
She's by the 4 screen. So as Greg's turning it aimed at you, goes by the first time.
Yep, he's panning.
He pans past this part in the first clip, and there's nothing there.
Right. You could totally tell when you see it and watch it, even if you've done YouTube, you slow it down.
Well, we're going to show you.
Right.
Here we have David. He's listening back to EVPs. Greg is going past. Right there you can see there's nothing. I'm playing the clip as it is, just not slowed down, nothing. This is just as it is, regular time. So he pans back to David. Now the second time he goes by, you're going to see it in the right. I see it already. All right, so now let's pick it through. First pan, nothing. See right there? There's nothing. Now, we're going to brighten and zoom it so you can see there's absolutely nothing back there. Nothing back there. Now the second pan. Here we go. Look at that. Second pan slowed with zoom. What is back there? Do you guys see that? We're going to slow it down, brighten, and zoom. And there it is. That looks like a woman standing back there. Slowed, brighten, and super zoom. Here we go. I'm going to pause that. Do we see it? Do you guys see it? This is what's in question. Mind the plane behind me. So, there we go. We are wondering what that is. So, there is something standing behind the chair at one of the tables.
Yeah.
And it looks like a person.
Oh, God, yeah. You'll know when you see it.
I'm not going to say that Greg caught a full body apparition, but I can't debunk that.
Mm-mm.
And
Lighting,
it looks like
nothing,
it could possibly be a.
There's no light. It's IR. So we're in complete dark. We're like,
yeah, we're in darkness besides the 4 screen of the fucking the camera side.
Right.
Pardon my French.
Right.
You're watching it, and
I'm
Greg is filming.
Listening, and as he's panning.
You can even see the laptop, the 4 screen. He goes by. There's Emily smiling. Like I said, we're watching it on a small screen, so we can explain to you, even though we know a million times already. So now we get to the part, like I said, here's the second one, David. And then just as he pans to the right, it's like right there.
Plain as day. Once you see it,
and you see it on the arrow
you won't forget
it.
it. Right.
And we even slowed it down. Like I slowed it down,
zoomed it in
25%, and then I slowed it down 50%. Like it's like we've never caught anything that looked even remotely close to
that profound.
What we caught.
Right. This is almost like a partial manifestation. I mean, if you had to put it in a category, this would be something like a part like,
because it's still kind of blurry.
So yeah, it's like a partial, like something's pulling energy and trying at that moment, like all of a sudden, and it goes by and then it comes back and it's gone. Like it was like trying.
And you see, it's like a dark area where the head would be.
It's like this. You see like
their shoulders, a
and
white, and then the chair.
Yes.
You could tell it's behind the chair.
You can even see maybe feet, like.
I don't know if you could see feet because it's right past that pole.
How about this? You tell us what you see because we don't know what it is. You can call it paranormal, not paranormal, but
yeah, here we go.
But
again.
I'm telling you,
slowed down
when you see it, there's no cuts.
No,
it's one full. Nothing cuts because we're not that fancy where you have to keep cutting and cutting it. Like I hate that shit. Like I said, we were raw, full shots. Here it is.
Yeah,
he's
look
panning
at that,
back and forth, no cut. Then you see it.
It almost looks like a bubble hairdo, like from the 50s.
Yeah, like a beehive maybe. I don't know. It's just looks
so weird.
But there's no face there.
No, and it's blurry, but you could see the shape of a human.
It's like the hair's there, but like this part is like gray, like
the
grayed
face
out.
is like blacked out, like blinked out.
But like I said, you tell us. I mean, like I said, I just want we've never shown this to anybody. I mean, even the team's seen it.
I would love
maybe
for
once,
someone to debunk it. If you
10
can
years
debunk
ago.
it, I mean, the
Yeah,
best
if you
way.
can debunk it, please do.
I mean, you'd have to go back to 2015 and be there.
Right.
But like I said, going off of what we're
But the
saying,
lighting and everything, it doesn't move.
it's not moving.
Something's there and it's gone.
And it's not there, and then it's there.
Right. It's not there.
And
then all of a sudden it's there. Then all of a sudden it comes back. It's not there.
And keep in mind, nobody saw anything in the moment.
No.
It was just Greg playing with the camera while we're on break.
Remember, we're in complete utter darkness.
Yeah.
So he's just like, ooh, playing
And
around
that is
like he does.
This footage has just been on my mind since we caught it.
Yeah, we've never revealed it to the public at all.
We've kept it quiet because we didn't really, we've been on a hiatus.
Right, and then it was a very trying time, so it was,
yeah,
it wasn't a good time.
It was hard, and
because a lot of things happened.
Well, not only that, but Raul passed away a few years later.
Right.
And so, we've lost a couple investigators.
Yeah.
We lost our founder. We lost an investigator.
Yeah, he used to ride with us here and there.
Mm-hmm. So it was hard still hard. But,
yeah, miss him every day.
Yeah, but yeah, guys. I mean, what do you think about that? Because that footage has just been on my mind for years.
Yeah, I'm just sitting on it because, like I said, we're
And
not
Greg,
the type of people that go out and be like, "Oh yeah, shove it in your face," like these TV shows that fake it 99%.
The one thing is that Greg always said in the beginning that his one piece of footage he always wanted to catch was a full body apparition.
That was his what do you call it?
And one of the last investigations.
And he always talked about it too.
One of the last investigations.
He possibly
freaking caught one.
And he never knows. Maybe he
well,
does.
He
now.
knows.
I'm sure he does.
I'm sure he knows.
But or he may know more than we do because maybe he knows who that is. So, like I said, you never know. But
we don't know who it is.
Yeah,
we don't know what it is.
But when you
there's
see
something there.
To try to fake something like that, or try to do something like that, or whatever the hell that.
Dude, none of us, except Emily, who was in the video, me and Brenda were not that thin.
Right.
We would be like, you would see us.
Yeah. You're like, who's that monster back there?
So, like I said, it is none of us.
Right.
And the funny thing is the recorder was right there.
On the
we
table.
never got EVPs.
Right.
So who's to say it wasn't residual?
Was it something watching? You can believe whatever. But I'm just saying, trying to figure out what the hell it is. Like I said, I have no idea what it is. I'm not calling it a ghost.
We'll never know what it is.
Of high strangeness. Okay,
high strangeness.
Right. I mean, that's the word now. That's what I use. Everything's high strangeness. It's like, that should happen.
That's a Utah thing.
Yeah, that's a Utah thing, but we're using it in this video. It's strange. We're going to use it now. It's strange.
And it's interesting that Nikki and I both heard a female sneeze coming from the hallway outside that room.
Once again, it does look. If I had a guess,
it looks female.
I mean, you can tell right away. I may be wrong, but to me, looking at it, it looks like
the woman. It is still restaurants. So I would like to go
and
eat
stop
there.
by and have some Wiener Schnitzel.
I mean,
it's a serious German restaurant now, so
and a country western,
right upstairs,
which is weird because I never saw those two together in one place. But that's interesting.
Hey, man,
you guys could play this video over and over and look at that footage, and if anybody has any idea, leave a comment because we don't know what it is. We're not running out there saying we caught the golden nugget. We're just saying there's something there that we didn't see there.
We're not the type of people that go, no, I have no idea. Dude, help us out. That's all I'm saying.
It's what it is.
It is what it is. But
on that note, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Definitely letting us know what you think about that, or if you can debunk it, or if you have any ideas, let us know.
Yeah.
We're up for anything. Leave us a comment.
Away. All right, guys.
So, all right, guys, until next time, we will see you later. Stay cool.
Yep.
Peace out.
There we go.